What up mga idolo? For today's video, we're gonna talk about lube oil filters on generator. I will show you how to isolate and see what the filter looks like. An important reminder, before doing this maintenance, be sure that the generator is not running. Remember that low lube oil pressure can trigger the shutdown alarm. So let's start the isolation. On the generator, you have two lube oil filters. One is standby and one is in service. On top of lube oil filter chambers, you will see a three-way valve, which indicates which one is closed, which one is in use. As you can see, the three-way valve indicates that the left side lube oil filter is closed, while the right side is open or in use. The job for today is to clean the standby filter. If you have a trust issue with the valve, you can also see the temperature on which one is standby and which one is used. The standby filter must have a lesser temperature than the one is in service. And now we are 100% sure which one is the standby filter. We will now isolate it fully so we can clean and replace the filter. To completely isolate the filter, we're just going to close the equalizing valve. By the way, the purpose of the equalizing valve is to maintain the two chambers at the same pressure. This is just to avoid any problem when changeover during emergency situation. Now that equalizing valve is closed, before we open the cover, we need to make it sure that the three-way valve is holding. A banjo bolt is attached on the upper part of the cover. Loosen this bolt for at least one turn and check if there's still pressure coming out. If you see so much oil pressure coming out every time you loosen the banjo bolt, do not proceed on the next step. It may be that the three-way valve is not holding or the equalizing valve is not totally shut off. In worst case, just stop the priming pump. Now, if there's no oil coming out from the banjo bolt or from the top vent, we can now proceed on the next step by opening the drain valve. The important thing to remember while draining is to do not let the oil overflow in the drip tray. Just be careful. Once the oil is totally drained, we can now start opening the cover at the same time pulling out the filter. In pulling out the filter, do it slowly as oil may still trap inside. And so, here it is, the lube oil filter of the generator. Yes, as you can see, the filter is dirty, and this is the reason why lube oil differential pressure gives an alarm. Now that the filter is out, we can now start dismantling and replace the primary element of the filter. So, this is the explode drawing of the lube oil filter. You have these three primary element which is disposable, and then this is the safety element which we just need to clean and put it back. To dismantle the filter, you just need to loosen this nut. Now let's proceed in assembling the filter. Before we proceed in assembling, please do not forget to check the O-ring if they are still in good condition. Replace it once you see there's a damage. And now, to begin with the assembling, we will just start with the safety element. The difference between primary and safety element is that the safety element is made of metallic mesh, while the primary element is most likely made of paper. Let's go back to the video. After installing the safety element, we will now start installing the new primary element. So we need 3 pieces in one chamber. And while assembling it, do not forget the adapter plate. The adapter plate must be fixed between each primary element. And now we're done installing the elements. The next step is to put back the holder including the nut. Start screwing in the nut, and remember, do not over tighten it. Before putting back the filter inside the chamber, always check inside if there's a rag remaining inside. And once everything is clear, you can now start putting back the filter. And regarding on the installation of the cover, always tighten it equally. So let's fast forward. Filter is in, cover is closed and secure. We will now start closing the drain valve and ready for filling. After closing the drain valve, the next step is to plug in the banjo bolt. Do not screw it all the way in. Leave some space for venting or removing some air while refilling. To refill the chamber, we need to open the equalizing valve. There will be an air pressure coming out from the banjo bolt. Wait until oil will come out. Tighten the banjo bolt. By the way, do not over tighten the banjo bolt or else you will break it. So that's it guys. Nahurot man akong English oy. Bye bye.